Good evening, parents, friends, distinguished guests. And graduates of the class of 2010. You know how long it took me to give Mr. Mayor's speech? 10 years. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our second Jaguar Pride Award recipient. As you have heard, this award is open to all students with high academic standing, but it involves more than academics. It represents a mix of academics, school and community involvement, and the other esoteric factors that make a student stand out as the best among the best. Using a baseball metaphor, our next Jaguar Pride recipient is a cleanup hitter. Cleanup hitters drive in runs. They hit the ball out of the park, and they are generally recognized as the most valuable player on the team. So it is no coincidence that I'm introducing the voice of the Jaguars baseball team. In addition to graduating summa cum laude, he is a 4-year starter on the golf team. He is the PPCHS Chat Sports Editor. He anchored the sports desk for JAG TV, and he is the co-host of Silverman on Sports, a weekly talk show on AM 1470. If you need a sports fact or a bit of sports trivia, you can get it from him. Both he and his mother, who works at the FSU campus, are charter starters, which certainly says something about the quality of the charter system. He will be attending the University of Miami and will be majoring in, oddly enough, broadcasting. I am certain we will be hearing from him in the future. I'd like to take a moment to recognize his family.
Over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you 2010 Jaguar Pride Award winner, Christopher Wittyngham.
Before I get started, once again, it's an honor to be presented for the final time by Mr. Donald Geismar. Give him another round of applause. All together now, you've heard it 8 times. Parents, teachers, and honored guests, and most importantly, the class of 2010. After 4 years of arduous work, trials and tribulations, triumphs and defeats, we ultimately gather here this evening, winners. The cliche phrases I can share with you are endless. We have crossed the finish line. We have knocked one out of the park. We have landed in the end zone. Yes, tonight, if you proudly don a cap and gown, you're a winner in this adventuresome game we call high school. Each of our stories that have brought us to this point is unique and independent of one another. Yet together, they create a network of experiences that bond us and unite us in our one-of-a-kind charter experience. Tonight, we gather for the first time as high school graduates. For just a moment, think back to an earlier day, an earlier time, a time when you were a member of an organized league or a sport. It may have been a little league baseball team, or it may have been a dance troupe, cheerleading squad, or even a jiu-jitsu academy. Now, for you fortunate ones, you were always on the winning team. You won the trophy, you took home the medal, and you were the envy of all the others. But what about those of you who happen to land on that losing team? You know what kind of team I'm talking about. The kind in which good things happening is a pleasant surprise. The kind of team where you go into each game already defeated. This is the team in which at the end of every game the coach huddles all of the disgruntled team members together and the famous line rolls off of his lips. It is not whether you win or lose, it is how you play the game. I know they mean well, but I think with all due respect, they're only partially correct. Yes, I would play the game is important, but winning, in the broadest sense of the word, is also very important. For 4 years, I've been touted, as Mr. Geithmore mentioned, as the voice of the Jaguars, in association with my PA announcing work with the baseball team. Last year I did the sports report for WJAG TV, and this year I edited and wrote for the sports section of the Chat. For the past 4 years at PPCHS, I've been the sports guy. Not that I'm a regular Bill Simmons, but I would occasionally, and quite randomly, be stopped at any place to be asked how I felt about the Dolphins trading for Brandon Marshall. Or who the Miami Heat will get in free agency. Chris Bosh. As a matter of fact, I received a completely random and unsolicited text from a fellow graduate, Mark Audette, earlier this week, and how I felt about the city of New York getting a Super Bowl. Outraged. You see, I view life through the prism of sports, through all the dunks, 44-inch verticals, bone-crunching hits, home runs, and gruesome injuries. There is beauty in the elements and drama of sports. It is thus only fitting that I view these past 4 years as one giant sporting event, and allow me, if you will, to share some parallels, life lessons, and life skills that the wonderful world of sports provides.